And welcome to the Talon Outdoor Show. I'm Charlie.
I'm JD.
Captain Paul Tire.
And I'm Fred.
And I'm checking to make sure everything's recording this week. It looks good on the screen.
You got the squiggles going on over there?
There we go. All right, so still working. I'm starting to get better at this. Last week, I didn't screw the show up. The week before, it got so bad that I couldn't air it. And the week before that, it was hit or miss. And so maybe I'm getting better. I don't know.
I don't even know what we covered the week before.
It was irrelevant because nobody will ever know.
I forgot.
I think that file is somewhere deep in this computer over here. I hope nobody ever digs into this thing and gets all the breaks.
Oh, Lord.
Like the prelude to today's show was we had to have a briefing right here at the beginning of the show. Is it okay to do this? Is it okay to say that? When we start the day out with Fred going, can I say this and can I say that? And most of the answers were no. Yeah, y'all. So in advance, I'd like to apologize for anything that comes out of Fred's mouth today.
Well, I mean, you should do that like in perpetuity. Because
I pretty much when people go, I listen to your show. Oh, Fred's funny. I go,
Oh,
yeah.
If you only knew.
yeah. So I had some fraud on my credit card.
Yes.
Somebody got a hold of
actual fraud, or was it when a fraud trying to tell you had fraud?
Well, that was a good question. That's funny you say that. So one of it was actual fraud. There was some charge from some weird company in Missouri, which I've never even been in Missouri, some pest control company in Missouri. And so that's like $800. I'm like,
wow. Yeah,
so
a lot of bugs in Missouri.
Yeah, I guess so. So I called them up and they were like, look, I don't know what this is. And they said, this is the Buckingham Pest Control Company. I said, in where? I was thinking England or something. Yeah. No, it was in Missouri. And I'm like, so they ended up canceling my card, sending me a new card. So last night I get home. Nothing really going on. Wife's watching this new Netflix show, which is kind of freaky. This gun women or gun hunter woman. I don't know.
Was you watching on the dark web or something?
I
that dark flicks?
That might have been that. I don't know. In the Hunting Wives, maybe is what it's called.
There you go. That sounds more reasonable.
No idea.
It looked like like a spinoff of a.
Anyway, you were watching the show.
I wasn't watching the show. It had a bunch of women stuff in there, and a bunch of people, women stuff. I couldn't really relate.
So you got a phone call?
No, so I went on the computer, and I'm looking for a pair of golf shoes I want to take to Mexico here in a couple of weeks, because I'm going to go down to Mexico and play golf again this year. And found my shoes that I wanted in size 7, which is hard to find because you don't sell them in stores. They just, so I find my pair of shoes, and I put my credit card information in. It says card declined. And I get a text. It's suspicious activity. So I call the people. And I get some guy in Mumbai or wherever he is. I can't understand a word he says. And I'm trying to get the credit card cleared. And this guy is talking about, okay, well, the first thing we need to do is take a selfie. I'm like, what? He wanted me to take a selfie and send him a selfie. And I'm like, you got to be out of your head. And I'm looking at the number on the phone, going, well, it matches the number. I must have been spoofed or something, like a reverse spoof.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm not. And I hang up on him. Call back. The number on the card. I actually dialed it instead of hitting from the text.
Right.
It's either him or his brother. We would like you to take a selfie. And I'm like, what?
I guess so they know they're not dealing with AI robot or something. Or AI.
That's the other thing. I mean, you don't even know what I look like.
Yeah. Well, you're a human, and nobody would fake your appearance. I mean, I've seen you in person. I'm not going. I mean,
I would blame you, but but then they want me to take a picture of my government ID, and I'm like, no, there is no way that they're wanting me to do that.
They're trying to cross.
It makes it worse that they're not speaking your brand of English.
I know it,
because that's where all the fraud's coming from.
That's where it's coming from.
And it's coming from over there, like probably on the other floor in the same building.
So,
because there are organizations over there, organizations that run legitimate call centers, and in the same building they have fraudulent.
5 floors up.
Yeah, just a different division.
Yeah,
and you can hear him, the guy next to him, and he's asking some other guy, "Would you like to take a selfie?" And I'm like, there is some scam going. It's Capital One. And there's some kind of scam going on. So I ended up hanging up on 3 of them. Then went in there and yelled at my wife, who was talking to my daughter-in-law, who's Indian, by the way. So that didn't really work out. And
That makes it okay for
Well,
you to
you
imitate
put her
them
on.
because you
Does
have
she,
one in the
does
family.
she speak
Yeah,
the
right.
language that those guys speak? You should have put
No,
her on
no, no,
call
she
her and
was-
put her on the phone.
She
She was of Indian ancestry.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, she looked. Wife is feather. She's not.
Right. Gotcha.
Not, so, a lot of Indians in the family, and so I'm yelling at her, and she's talking with daughter-in-law on the phone. I guess they're talking about this hunting wives show or whatnot. And I'm 4 martinis into it.
Oh, I see what's going on now. Now I see.
And
I have. I'm going to give you a piece of free advice, Fred. I really am. This is free advice. Everything about you is already out there. Your social security number, your driver's license number, your name, your date of birth, your everything you have that has ever been on the internet.
It's out
that
there.
you've ever had to put in to log into a data field somewhere. The black web, the bad people already have it. But they've got everybody else's too. So it's just kind of luck of the draw. I'm a firm believer it's the luck of, if you've ever used your credit card, it's already out there. So you're not risking anything by taking a selfie. And what they're doing is they're comparing your picture to the picture on your driver's license to see whether or not that's who they're talking to for real.
Actually, when I called this morning and I got somebody that I could understand,
Mm-hmm.
and they said, yeah, we know it sounds strange. The reason is because last week you called in a fraud. You had to get a new card. We got it again, and so we're just trying to make sure. So when he explained it like that, in plain English,
Yeah.
and so when you say everything is out there now, you know what else is out there?
What's that?
A selfie!
Yeah.
Well, I can get that off Facebook.
And
some other things
everybody's
that
like,
you
aren't you worried about identity? No, I'm not worried about identity theft because it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when is your turn in the barrel to have to deal with it.
I was trying to order something on the internet tonight, and you have to start a username and account. Start an account to do all this stuff with them, and it said you cannot. This username and password is ineligible due to potential compromise on something. Please enter a new password. So it had identified that my old password that I use for everything. So when it's like something that I don't care about, I'll use the old password that I know is on the dark web somewhere because I've been notified.
Sure.
But I don't care if you can order a certain kind of pants, off the internet using that password and get a discount on it. I don't care. But so I used a newer version of my password, and all of a sudden it went through. And I'm like, So I guess they now have fraud features that actually crawl the web and find those compromises and go, yeah, you can't use this combination because it's already out there and been compromised.
Yeah, nowadays when you want to get on a website or an app or something like that, they got to send you a code to a different device, which is going to be somewhere else. And then
Well, Lord knows, do not get in a situation like I did with our range account out here where my phone that was used to be the phone number they would send those code to, they weren't doing it then. Okay, but then I had 2 phones. I had one personal phone, which is now my work phone, and then I had a work phone, which used to be a personal phone. I just got tired of answering it, so I migrated. And finally, after years, I got rid of this 2311 number I had, which used to be the company.
It was all over the signs.
Yeah, and I got rid of that. Well, when they started the 2-factor identification stuff, that was the phone number that all these old accounts had on it, and that's where they sent it to. Well, I don't have that phone anymore. Apparently nobody has that phone because I was texting it going, this is going to sound like fraud, but
hey, man, can you hand me that code?
I need y'all to send me this code. And I put y'all in there so they'd know I wasn't going, you all, so it was I was trying, and I didn't hear back from them, and I can't go get the number back, and man, you try to call Google and get a person, and these websites and get a person, and Microsoft and get a person.
Yeah. Oh no.
So what?
I had to call. I ordered a pool cleaner the other day, and they wanted me to call, and I called to check on the order, and they said you're going to be talking to an AI virtual assistant.
No, I ain't.
Uh-huh.
No, I ain't.
Ain't gonna do it.
You think I am, but I ain't.
Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent.
No, it's so. You ordered a pool cleaner. I'm like, well, how long did it take him to get there?
He's a little short guy.
Not a pool boy, but a pool cleaner.
Don't get no pool boy.
I ordered a pool cleaner too. I think it's wizard stuff. It's some copper ion, solar powered, blah blah blah, and it hadn't made a bit of difference.
Came with them Siamese elephants.
Somebody told me to buy one, so I bought one.
North.
It rained so hard last night. I was pumping the pool out about as fast as the water was coming down.
Really?
And we'll be back in just a minute. And we're back. There you go. I'm trying to get me a system down over here on this recording thing, because last week's show on the YouTube channel, it was missing the fourth segment. And I'm sorry, Paul, but somehow or another I forgot to click record on the video.
Oh man, and you had all those visual aids.
Yeah.
You know, you can't get good help these days.
I got to the end, I'm going, boy, that YouTube video sure looks a lot shorter than it normally does. And I went back and I'm like, oh man, oh well.
You missed all the discussion about Zara spooks and Pop-Rs. And
we'll do it again.
Yeah.
You better bring it back.
Hey, can I do a real quick plug here?
Yes.
So we carry we have the Major Morale as a local. Used to be, it's back in the day, it was the Tallahassee Bull, and it's been a couple other
that's
papers.
What that is?
Yeah. So we have them here in the store. We're one of the sponsors, and we put ads in there. And Chris stopped by today and wanted to mention that they do in fact sell subscriptions to this paper. You can get it mailed out to you. It's a funny paper. It's nothing. There's no hard news in here. It's got some cool stories and pictures and memes and funny jokes and
it
that
leans
kind of stuff.
a little conservative.
It is very conservative, and the biggest audience for this is military. It's got a lot of military jokes and fun stuff in it. But anyway, $23 a year for the subscription.
Huh.
And he wanted me to point out in there that if you there's a subscription thing on the back of the paper here where you can fill it out and send it in with your $23. And if you get the paper mailed to you on a subscription, there is in the paper here. There's
a Talon ad right there.
Yeah, there's a Talon ad right there. Look at there. There's a place in here where you can buy or you get coupons for local Tallahassee restaurants. You get $5 off at Cush's, which is, and you get dozen donuts for $5.99. Original glazed Krispy Kremes.
That's about $13 now.
Yeah.
Normally.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you can get a coupon for a buy one get one half off platter at El Jalisco. It's a good Mexican restaurant. Several locations. You got a Wahoo free appetizer, and you get $5 off at Willie Jewell's, which is a great barbecue joint. So that in and of itself makes you money if you have a subscription and you get one with these with the coupons in there. And if you come into our store to Talon and you don't take one of the free papers off the rack over there and you ask and say, hey, can I get one of the special Major Morale papers, I'll give you one. So if you want to come here to the store and get one, we'll give you one with the coupons.
ShamWow.
But
wait, there's more.
No.
Anyway, 2-for-1 DUI special in there.
There you go, Fred. There you go.
Yeah,
That's
you can get 2 DUIs for one. Yeah.
But yeah,
I was drunk once. I don't know how I got charged twice.
I mean, we got you've got football season coming around the corner. I mean,
it's worth it. Just if you get the subscription paper, it's worth it. It's got the coupons in there at good places. And I was told that there's a high probability that Summer's Barbecue is coming on as a sponsor, and we'll probably also have at some point in time have a coupon in there, which is the barbecue joint right down the road from the range here. That's awesome. Right down the old riverfront.
Good, yeah. Love going down there.
Wait, I know about this.
Summer's Barbecue, the old Riverfront Saloon.
Yeah, you would know it as the Riverfront Saloon. A lot of your clients started out their night there.
You have made a lot of money off the riverfront.
I think I've got a diagram of it somewhere in courtroom 1B.
Well, you can walk down here now and take a tour. I mean, it's the same building. It's just back where the pool tables were. That's where you eat now.
I walk in there and go, I got in a fight right in that corner right over there one time. I saw somebody jump off the top rope with a beer bottle and bust somebody in the head.
That's one of the few restaurants that I go in. The first time I went in there to eat, I didn't have to ask where the bathrooms were. I knew
precisely where they were.
And walked around there and went, oh, I remember this.
Yeah,
a little bit.
A lot of resisting.
I've seen people drug out the studio. You know, it's one thing to get kicked out the main door. It's another thing to get took out the side door. Because you remember there was a privacy fence around part of that. And you didn't want to go out that door because that's where you got your rear end
got thumped.
That's where you got whooped before you left. So, yeah, that was
I'll never forget that night I walked in there about 11 o'clock, had got off work and threw the cowboy hat on and took off out there. And they had that little set of steps and kind of a standing sitting area looking out towards the stage. And there was a set of steps right when you first walked in. I don't know why they were there, but they were. and I saw this old girl come off about step number 5.
And missed the rest?
No.
Really?
She come off the top with a empty long neck bottle and went right upside somebody's head with her. I mean, it looked like Dusty Rhodes' American Dream coming off the top rope with atomic elbow and busted that Budweiser bottle across it. It was a man. It just all of a sudden was a heck of a fight right there.
Was it a dude?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Apparently, she had seen him.
She had done got angry about something.
He was loving up on somebody else, and didn't know she was there. I imagine because that was the thing. You had to watch around. You had to look around. Sue Hall was there some nights, and you go in that place, and you had to take the temperature of the place. And there's nights when you go. I think I'm gonna go over to Cowboys tonight, or not Cowboys. The Moon. I'm gonna go to the Moon.
I'm going somewhere else tonight. Yeah.
What year was that?
Oh, it was in the early 90s.
Early 90s. In the Garth Brooks striped Western
Roper shirts.
Yeah, back in the day.
No, I'm talking about the bottle incident.
That's probably in early 90s. It had to have been probably 91.
That just sounds so familiar to me.
You were prosecuting then, weren't you?
I think. Yeah, I was.
Oh, it was.
Yes.
I just kind of stepped there to the side because I was off work at that point and having a cool adult beverage of my own, and I'm just sitting there watching that, going, "Whoo!"
Well, I was as you know, and from personal experience, I was a regular there too during that time when we were at FSU Police, and then I went to the Leon County Sheriff's Office, and I got told we don't go there. We don't go there off duty.
We don't socialize there.
And they knew who was out there. If you went out there,
somebody tell on you.
I came from Al Watson, our employee. You're not allowed. And it came down and go, hey, you were at the riverfront the other night. I was. Yeah, they don't want you out there anymore. I'm like, did they call and complain about something? No.
Somebody
you
saw
were witness that being out there. I want to know who told on me because they were out there. It's like when they started remember they started the topless bar, bottomless bar or something here in town.
Bar, yeah.
And the first, because it was against law to be topless, so they had a bottomless bar. And the first night they opened was all law enforcement. There wasn't a single civilian in there.
Yeah, they were all in there watching them for their 12-hour shift.
So they wanted to shut them down, and so they had to how else to keep the public out but to fill it up with cops and then everybody write an affidavit out.
Was that Fanny's?
I just wonder how long.
No, Fanny's was the one back in the 80s.
Right near White Drive in Tennessee, not that I know where that was.
So and that's that I know the history of this well. So so what happened that's when they got rid of topless, because Fanny's was a topless dancing place.
Okay.
So they passed county ordinance, said no topless dancing. Well, they didn't say anything about bottoms in the ordinance. So this is the Cafe Risque guy, the one on 75. We bear all. And so he opened up the bottomless joint, and then Willie and I think Larry Campbell, sheriff at the time, he sent his finest deputies to go in there and conduct surveillance to ensure that they were in fact dancing bottomless, and they were. And so they watched them for 12 hours just to make sure that they were really bottomless. And when
probably the beer sales were pretty low that night. We're trying to. We don't want to.
Oh, you got to blend in, man. You got to blend in, don't you?
You hold the same beer bottle for all those hours.
So then they called an emergency meeting of the county and city commission and passed an ordinance to make bottomless dancing.
No naked dancing.
No naked dancing. And just for good measure, they wanted to define what exactly you could dance in. And that's when they outlawed thong bikinis.
If you read that ordinance, it's almost like porn. I mean, you just read it, or you read that ordinance, and you're like, I don't think I should be reading this.
They modeled it after the one in St. Johns County, and it's about a couple pages long, defining the area of the.
Don't get too far into it. This is a family show, so.
I mean, I know it, up and down.
Right. Well, you can still find that ordinance still on the books,
and it's on there. I don't think it's probably loosely enforced. I mean, you go to the beach today and then wear dental floss.
Yeah, I've reading it. There are some bathing suits that violate that.
Oh yeah, there's no question about it.
And they're legal in public, but you can't get in a bar.
No, you get up there and start dancing around in that thing, you might have a problem.
At
least I did last week when I had
to be drunk. I didn't mean to be drunk in public. I meant to be drunk in a bar.
I was drunk in a bar. I was thrown into public.
Tater salad.
Yeah. So that's our claim to fame here. That was in the 90s that all that went down. I want to say 95 maybe.
Well, then that would have been Sheriff Boone and Under Sheriff Larry Campbell, if I'm not mistaken, at the time. That was, and I was deputy. in 94, went to Jackson County in 95, came back in 96.
Okay.
I got tired of putting all my relatives in jail. I'm back over there now. I ain't worried about it no more. You just,
Your relatives have all gotten too old to cause much trouble.
Well, different kinds of trouble now. Now the wildest ones just sit around and smoke weed. And, it's they're all distant kin. None of my close kin, obviously. My family's more forthright than all that. We don't have that kind of stuff.
That was the same year,
and I would not admit it if it was.
They went after the adult video stores. Remember that one? That all happened at the same time.
No, I don't remember that. I really don't.
Oh, man, I used to hate getting the calls where you had to go in the back room of Rick's toy box.
Oh, yeah, I've been to them. I've been to them calls.
Hey, they got us. They got a L&L up there, and I'm like, I'm too far out Highway 20. I got, what? My tire's slack. I got to stop up here, tear up my tire. Y'all go ahead and take that.
I'm gonna be about 10. I'm running about 10 minutes late. I got to stop and put on my Tyvek suit, my hazmat suit before I go. Oh, that's nasty.
You got somebody stole videos from the back room, and we want you to come pat them down. No.
So I had
they were back there too long.
I had one of those L&L clients in one of those Rick's Toy Box stores, and I can't remember his name, but his name was the same name as the guy who was doing some yard work. Like once a month, he'd come do the hedges and that kind of stuff. And so I hollered my secretary. I said, "Give me, Frank Jones's number, whatever it was." And so she gave me the number to the client, not the yard guy. So I call up. And the guy, some dude answers the phone, says, I'm like, is Frank Jones there? He's not here. And I'm like, where is he? I'm sorry, he passed away. And I'm like, well, then who the hell's been mowing my yard?
Terrible, Fred. Wrong guy.
Wrong guy.
Hey, it happens.
Well, I've seen you be more embarrassed recently in this studio.
It happens.
All right. We'll be back in just a minute. And we're back. So on the break, you mentioned Fred, and I wanted to bring up because on the way in, I heard that in fact Hulk Hogan did pass away.
Heart attack.
From a heart attack, cardiac event, as they like to say nowadays. Anyway,
71.
If I go from a heart attack at 71, I'll feel like I've made it.
I'd like to stay around a little longer.
I would too, but if I make it, I'll be honest with you, I was like, if I make it to 68, I'll be all right. If I make it to my mid and late 60s, I will have accomplished it. I think I've accomplished everything I want to accomplish now. Everything now is a bonus. I feel like I'm being blessed with everything that happens right now in life. So I feel like from this point forward, I've done everything I want to do. I still want to keep raising my kids. I want to see my grandkids get older. I want to spend more time with my wife. I want to accomplish some more things. I'm fine. I do want to do all that. However, I feel like I've had a pretty doggone good run, and I'm at the best place I've ever been in my life. So, yeah, if I make it from 58 right now, and I make it that would be another 13 years to 71, if my Jackson County math is right, I feel like
I don't even like to think about all that, but I do think about, it wasn't, a month ago he was up on stage doing stuff, and, you've seen him in public appearances and that kind of stuff, so I think my biggest fear about dying is not dying, it's not being able to function, quality of life, not quantity.
You don't want to sit around and fall apart for 8 or 10 years.
Yeah, it's all about quality.
No, when I go, I want to be with a bang.
Yeah.
So there again, a cardiac event, boom, and I'm gone. I'm fine with that versus getting the big C and sitting around and being in pain and discomfort and all that. There again, you know, if I was sitting around with a bad something going on, I'd want to cling as long as I could for my family and all. But you know, if I had to choose, and it ain't in a gunfight, you know, it's I want it to be something else. You know, I want to win the gunfight.
I guess the other side of that is, I mean, I'm going to need like some time to do my confessions and repentance and.
You ain't got
we'll
that
start
much
now.
You better get going on that.
I'm gonna, I got a lot of explaining to do before it happens, so I can make sure I'm right. I better put my seatbelt on today.
What I meant to say was, remember that time? There's a reason for it. Let me.
Well,
I can see you at the pearly gates.
If you got to do penance for all your dirtiness in the world, Fred, it's gonna be a minute.
That's the good thing about Christianity. I mean,
it's one conversation. It's all over.
One conversation. It's done. That's why I love that religion, man.
My wife, you know, you talk about stuff like that, and you know, I'm getting back into some. I'm being invited to go back and to do some fairly risky activities for agency I'm affiliated with, and you know, somebody asked my wife the other day, says, how do you feel about Charlie going back into doing the whole blah 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 again, where he's likely to get hurt? And she said, well, he was on the SWAT team when I met him, and you know, he got in this and that and talked about mine and JD's situation. It ain't nothing new, so you know, he's just having a good time. And that's what that's what it was when we started, and maybe that'd be what it is when it ends. I don't know. It's just, to me, it's fun.
I don't know. There's things I did when I was younger. I look back and go, what on earth was I thinking?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like jumping out of an airplane. I mean,
we used to.
Yeah, but see, I ain't that stupid.
We used to for fun, and I can say this now because there ain't nobody around to beat me for it. But my granddaddy, we would, you know, when I was 14, 15, 16 years old, take my granddaddy's bass boat, and, you know, I'd go fish, go play on the water. Me and my buddies go do, and we would get that boat up running as fast as it would go, which was probably 50, 55 miles an hour. Get as fast as it would go down the river, put on a life jacket, a vest, you know, life jacket, and jump out.
Yeah.
Just to skip across the top of the water, which is probably why my back and neck and everything else on me so messed up at this point. But that used to be just fun for us.
Oh, yeah.
And just stupid things like that, and how I didn't get killed. Find a bridge over a creek somewhere and go stick something in the water, see how deep it was, and just jump off the bridge. I mean, I've jumped off the bridge at Okalotney River right here on 90.
Oh.
You know,
and lived.
Yeah, swam.
Not everybody that's jumped off of it did.
Yeah, well, we swam all the way down to Herb's dock, way down the river.
We'll be right back. And we're back. So the other stories got wilder on the break. Fred jumping off stuff with a towel.
Well, they closed that. There was a high tower at the high dive thing. I think they've just got a 10-foot platform there now. But they took the two at Wakulla Springs. They took the two taller stories. We're talking about jumping off bridges and doing crazy stuff.
When you're 5-6 years old and you jumping off that thing, that was a big deal.
Yeah. Oh, if you was man enough to go climb up there and jump off, yeah. When you was a kid at Wakulla Springs, I did too. But like I said, that's probably why I'm so orthopedically messed up at this point in time in my life, is doing crazy things.
Now, when we were up in Georgia for 4th of July on Lake Oconee, they got this thing called Jumping Rock. It's a rock everybody jumps off of.
Yeah.
It's probably 20 feet, maybe.
Worked hard to come up with that name.
They did. It's Georgia. I mean, they're creative.
Don't ask them to spell it.
Yeah, don't ask them to spell it. And
I can. It's got the name of the lake. You sure ain't gonna spell that?
Yeah,
Lake O.
Is Oconee, but yeah. So had a boat. Took my 6-year-old granddaughter, who is fearless. Now the older one, she got up there and won't climb back down, but the other one, no, we're gonna jump off that thing. We jumped off it once, and then she goes, go again.
Yeah, that's the problem with kids. I'm still willing to do some of that crazy stuff one time now, and then they're like, let's do it again. Nope, let's don't.
Yeah, man, I jumped off that dog. You couldn't see the bottom, so I don't know how deep it was.
Probably pretty deep.
Somebody else jumped off of it, so I figured I'd be all right.
Well, as long as it was deep enough.
It was deep enough.
Chances are they were heavier than you, and it went deeper.
So,
of course, I don't know if you're talking about ballistics and stuff. He's a small projectile. He might actually penetrate further.
Narrow projectile going to high velocity. You never know. He might get some.
Oh, we ran. We jumped off of it together. You had to run because it kind of went down like a slope. So
you had to get some distance. Yeah.
So you had to do a run and start and clear it. So I grabbed my old 6-year-old and we're running as fast. I'm grabbing her. And then once we get out in the air, she slams her head into me, and I'm.
See, if you were real smart, you'd have done a couple of whirly whirls around and just slung her.
Yeah. Well, no, I was going with her down. So as soon as we get out into the air, she's knocking heads with me as I'm going down, and my ears are ringing, and let's do it again. Let's do it again.
No, I'm gonna just throw you this time.
I hope my kids have grandkids early enough in their in my life or in their life or whatever to where I can just turn them into.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Yeah, I really want to be able just to do that kind of stuff with grandkids and make them just pure rotten and give them back.
Oh yeah,
that's part of the.
I was teaching the other one the other day. Going, guess what, chicken butt? She's going home. Says that to her parents and get a phone call.
Yeah, I got grandkids, and listening to some of the things that comes out of their mouth is funny.
The
little girls just precious and funny, and they're way too smart. And I remember watching all my kids growing up, and it just and recently with my 13-year-old son CJ, he's looking at all these old videos and stuff that are popping back memories and all, and now he's 13. I mean, he's a smart kid. He's in all the makes the good grades in these venture whatever thing program he's in, and my wife asked me today, well, they're going on an adventure trip to Washington D.C. this year, and I'm not going. Are you going with them? And it wasn't a question. It was and you're going. It came out of her mouth as, are you going with him? And what she meant was, you are going with him. Yeah. And she just.
That's kind of like why I went to New York. It's not because I wanted to go to New York. It's because I wasn't going to let my wife and my kids go to New York without me being there.
So I had to go talk to my son and go, you got to keep your grades up, son, or you won't be going to Washington D.C. this year. And he goes, yeah, I know, Daddy, I know. And I said, that would just be a tragedy. If we didn't have to, if we didn't get to go.
By the way, remember I told you had to be in bed by 10. We're gonna move that back because you're a little bit older. We get midnight.
Go upstairs and play some video games till later at night. You'll be all right.
I'm not feeding you any breakfast, and you ain't got to study anymore.
You'll be all right. You'll be all right. You don't need to make straight A's, son. You just. You'll be fine. You're probably not going to law school, be a doctor anyway. You're not interested in that stuff.
Give him a pack of cigarettes.
He can do anything.
Take him to school.
Yeah, all to keep me from having to go to Washington D.C. Although I've been twice in my life. Once on I think it was an armor's trip, went up there, and once when I was about 8 or 9, 10 years old, and and the only reason I remember going the second time because I remember going to the Vietnam Memorial and going to the Korean Memorial and all that stuff, which didn't exist when I was a kid. So I know I had to have gone another time. Other than I don't really remember much about it because we didn't really do a lot of tours. It's one of those business trips where, hey, let's run in there and check out the blah, blah, blah Memorial and let's get out of there. And I want to say it was me and Tommy Gore, but I'm not. It was somebody on a. I went up there to
Ilian.
No, it was. We went to Virginia to. I was at the NRA, got to the NRA Museum in Virginia, and I happened to go over into Washington D.C. because it's right there. But we ain't flying, so I'm right with that. Do what?
Taking a train?
Taking a what?
Are you taking a train up there? How you getting to Washington?
On
drive. Okay.
Yeah,
that's a long drive.
My brother took a train up there.
I drove up there.
Is there a train that goes up there?
Yeah, you get on Jacksonville.
Oh, I ain't going to Jacksonville.
Well, you get on a train. You can sleep.
Okay. Well, however they go, and they'll probably go on a bus or some vans or something.
When I was in 7th grade, we took a train.
I'm just thinking of them throwing you in a boxcar somewhere and wondering where you're gonna fall out.
Pile of hay in the back, Fred with his hobo.
That's how Fred got here.
Hobo bag over his shoulder,
I remember it well. I met up with a gambler.
Both too tired to sleep.
Yeah, both of us too tired to sleep. But in his final words, I found an ace I could keep.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, congratulations, Kenny Rogers.
Well, just you need to know when to hold your mouth and not say nothing else. And see, apparently didn't learn. I'm kind of looking forward, but watching my son go through those phases in life where he started saying smart stuff, that made me contemplate things and made me consider things, and
Like
he
what
would
if
ask questions.
Like what if CAT really spells dog?
No, not like that, Jay.
That's
From the Nerds movie, The Nerds. Come on, people.
yeah.
Come on.
What,
Yeah. But it's interesting to watch it. And now grandkids are another opportunity, and they're finally getting to the age where they're starting to, I wouldn't say think critically, maybe be critical, but not think critically. But that time's coming. I enjoyed that part of watching my kids grow when they started asking me real questions. And, and it made me. It's kind of like what I like teaching so much is when. And JD, this when you are teaching someone a skill. And at some point in time, we all teach something. I mean, I don't know anything about fishing, but I know, Paul, that's what you do. Right. Fred, I don't want to consider what you might be teaching people, but you're trying to explain things and go over things. And so when I ask a legal question and you're trying to explain it to me, it's those things where I see, somebody asks me a question and I go, okay, I see where the gears are turning. I see what's going on in your head. Now let me see if I can put it in some sort of perspective for you. And children and grandchildren are an opportunity to go back and do that and try to get them on a track that maybe I didn't pick up on. It took me a long time to get there. And that's your opportunity to go put them leaps and bounds ahead of where you were in that area. Let me show you what it took me all these years to figure out, and let me explain it to you. Now, you ain't going to listen to me. But one day you're going to go back and go, Daddy or Papa said this, and now it makes sense.
Yeah, I talk about that with my kids all the time. I was like, look, I'm not going to tell you anything that I haven't learned from the School of Hard Knocks experience. Now, you take what you want to out of what I just told you, but I'm telling you, you're making a mistake or you're going to regret your decision because of this, and try to relate it. But you're right, they don't. There's a huge segment of society that will not take good advice from the right people, and they just got to touch that stove. I mean, they got to touch the stove and see if it's hot.
Yeah, I mean, that question you brought up. I mean, I remember one of my kids was a insomniac, dyslexic agnostic once, and he asked a question. He said he'd been laying awake at night wondering if there really was a dog.
That's a good one, Fred. I like that.
Oh man, that's deep. That's deep.
It is deep.
Yeah.
And full of something. That reminds me of old Dusty Miller, my old sergeant on patrol. Dusty used to tell these jokes, and he was a super sharp guy, super smart. He either loved you or he hated you, and if he hated you, you knew about it. But if he loved you, he treated you good as gold, and he loved me. And that's why my oldest daughter's name's Dusty. I mean, he treated me good as gold. But you'd sit and check on him, and he would tell these stories. And a lot of times I had Audie Murphy in them and stuff. He's old school. And he would tell these jokes, and I would laugh at them because I got them. You look around the room, not everybody got them. It took a minute. It took a minute sometimes. And Roger Fields, our lieutenant, and he would you'd hear him every now and then, and you could tell he got it. And it wasn't all of them, but he got most of them. We'll be back in just a minute. And we're back.
Good.
There we go.
So did you see the sentencing of the Coburger guy this week?
Yes, I did. I saw it.
Who was he?
He's
That's the guy that killed all the college kids in Utah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, there's a few more facts revealed about this thing. A guy apparently was going on Amazon looking for another K-bar knife because he lost his. He was going to do it again.
Well, of course. That's what serial killers do.
And
I can't believe that they let that guy off that easy.
I can't either.
And I'm sorry. I mean, it's not easy. He's getting multiple life sentences or whatever else. But
if there was ever a case that deserved,
they let him plead guilty to it without a confession, and usually, that doesn't go that way.
You always do that. I mean, there's got to be a proffer.
Right.
An allocution is what it's
called. Well, I also
called.
couldn't believe that one of the relatives of one of the girls gave him her phone number and just basically said, if you ever feel like telling me you need to talk or whatever while you're sitting in jail, here's my phone number if you want to ever call me and tell me why you did this or what this was all about. And I'm like,
it's like asking the devil why he's evil. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
well, it's a messed up world we live in. That's just the bottom line. That's why you want to go fishing and just forget about it.
It's beyond comprehension that somebody could do that to some other young human being.
Or anybody.
With all of their, anybody,
just for kicks. For basically
what?
for kicks.
I mean,
crazy.
What do you get out of that?
When we talk about an active shooter training on one of our slides is predator, prey, and protector. And we talk about the predator, we're not talking about the guy stealing gas out of your tank or breaking in and getting something out of your house. The predator is that person. That is a truly evil person, and evil exists in this world. If you believe in good, you believe in grace, you believe in God, there is every coin has an opposite side.
Well, yeah,
and so there is in fact evil in this world. And I've ridden the elevator with a serial killer, and you can just feel it coming off of him. I mean, it's nasty, it's bad, but you don't feel that when you're out fishing. So
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Being out on a boat and fishing makes you feel closer to God, not closer to evil, right?
That's right. It sure does. And you get, that's one thing. I'm going this morning early, and it was a little cloudy. It's been so hot, but this morning it was cool. The wind was blowing, and just grateful to be able to be out there. Didn't have nobody just going out looking for some brim beds. And man, I tell you, they have. In the last week, I've seen more new brim beds than I have since May, when they usually start. It's very unusual. And I found one I was telling JD about. It's probably as big as a whole lobby of the range here. It's huge. And when I found it earlier this week, there was 2 stumps. There was probably about 40 potholes around, big stumps, about 40 potholes around it. And there was brim on it. And I found another stump. There was just brim around it, but not now that whole place is about half an acre.
Really? Full of bluegills.
Full of bluegills and shellcracker mixed.
Huh.
Gotta like that.
Never seen that. I know they brim and bluegill bed all the way into September, but it just seems like in this past week there's just more, a lot of places.
Huh.
Yeah, it's
Is the water cloudy?
It's starting to clear up. I'm thinking that might be one of the reasons. It's actually cleaning up a little bit. It's getting clearer and clearer.
Okay.
I don't know, all this rain we've been getting.
I had over 5 inches at the house the other night.
I don't know what we got here at the range day before yesterday, but it come a frog strangler that a couple of days ago in the afternoon. We had a good rain today, but the other afternoon, it was one of those things where I walked outside and I'm looking for a funnel cloud or something because the wind was blowing 50, 60 miles an hour, and it was raining like we ran outside, started unclogging drains and all this kind of stuff because we had a.
You talking about yesterday?
It was either yesterday or the day before yesterday, one of the other.
Yesterday, I caught
it was
on
a
the fifth hole at
Tuesday or
about
Wednesday.
7
I can't
o'clock.
remember.
Several days ago now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had this Thursday we're recording the show. It rained pretty hard here but not for long. Not for long, so that's good.
Well, it rained at the house Wednesday night. I had a kiddie pool out in the chicken pen that was empty except for some diatomaceous earth, whatever. I don't know how you say
diatomaceous
it,
earth,
whatever, out there for them to
DE.
Yeah, and so there was. But when I went out in the morning to feed them and check on them, that thing was slam full, a kiddie pool, and I'm saying there was 6 inches of water in it that wasn't in there the night before. I had to go outside and turn the pool pump on and the drain and let it pump the whole time it was raining to keep the pool from overflowing. Yeah. I mean, it
Where did it pump to?
Out
yard.
Into the yard.
Well, if it overflowed, where would it go?
In the yard, but it would go.
It'll kill the grass all the way around the pool instead of at the other end of the drain line.
I'll explain after the show, but there's a reason I don't want it overflowing out of the pool. But I want it pumped out of the pool. But anyway,
so because you got an underground.
I don't have a drain in that thing that it gets up to a certain level where it keeps from overflowing. It overflows. It goes places I don't want it to go.
Gotcha.
So suffice to say,
Yeah. Well, you got to.
But my pond's got water in it again.
Yay!
Because it got down to, it turns into 2 ponds when it gets too low, and the cows are out there. They're still deep enough. I didn't realize it was so deep. I look out there and all I see is a cow's back and his head sticking out of it, and I'm like, dang, it gets deep out here in the middle.
Don't let them go in that hole over there on the other end, that sinkhole in there.
Well, I'm down a cow. I'm not really sure where. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Charlie's got in his pond out there. There is a hole. I've seen that pond completely dry except for that probably 10-foot diameter hole out there in the middle.
Really?
You got any fish in that thing?
Well, my nephew quit quit fishing off the dock, and they started walking out to the edge of the water, because you can now walk. The cows hang out under the dock now on dry land. I mean, and it was 6 feet deep there before. That's how far down that pond is with the drought we've had this year. We've had a lot of rain when we get rain, but now it's back up to where.
You got a pump in there?
No, it's a cow pond. It's just an agricultural pond.
Oh.
But
there's fish in there.
There's fish in there. It never goes dry.
Okay.
I mean, they go down in a hole. There's sink down in there. They go down in a hole, but there's bass in there. We seeded that thing with some bass here several years back, and they're out there catching bass on topwater lures. They ain't big, but whatever. If a dead-gum birds don't eat them all. I sent JD a video the other day of a little pond behind the barn. And what kind of? There was about 20-something.
Yeah, wood storks.
There was about 20-something of them out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, eating whatever was left in that
big
pond.
old bill thing.
Yeah, big old white storks with a black, big old black.
Yeah, one of them shows up at your pond.
Yeah, they
problems.
Well, that pond's connected to a creek, and when everything's up, the fish come and go from the pond to the creek. When it dries down, it just turns into a pothole. And then whatever's left in there, if it gets low enough, the birds will come get it.
Is that why it's called Dry Creek?
No, the Dry Creek's up the road, and I don't know why it's called Dry Creek, but it's been called Dry Creek for a long, long, long time.
Probably because
you can't get up and down it now, because after Michael came through, they cleaned up the Chipola River where you could go tubing from Spring Creek down to certain areas, and down near Bear Paw and all that, and clutter up the creek with trash. And then there's but Dry Creek, they just didn't do nothing for Dry Creek. I think a few locals went out here and cleaned some of it up. But we used to pull a john boat up and down that creek, grab crawfish and fish and do all kinds of stuff.
But some of it's on your property, isn't it?
What?
Dry Creek.
No. That's through the woods, a little ways.
Oh.
Pelt Creek is on my property, which is smaller. Now, they all call it Dry Creek, because when it gets dry, it ain't no creek.
Oh.
It ought to be called Pelt Ditch.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Okay.
So you been catching any bass, Paul?
I have. I'll tell you what, especially early morning, late in the evening.
That's the only time I would want to be out
right
there.
now. That's when you need to be going. But today was nice. Now I was out there at about 10:30, and it was very comfortable. That cloudy weather and that little wind blowing. But guys, if anybody's wanting to get out there and do some fishing this weekend, definitely brim fishing. They're bedding for sure.
You ever tried to catch bedding brim with a beetle spin?
I have.
And will they hit a beetle spin when they're bedding like that? If you can get a beetle spin to them and pull it by
I know
them?
shellcracker will for sure. I've caught them doing it with shellcracker. But bluegills, if it's a little bit deeper bed, you can.
Yeah,
I've caught them.
Man, that's fun. Beetle spin fishing and like Lake Talcon this time of year is if you can stand it, early in the morning, late in the evening, or fly fishing, beetle spin fishing is just so much fun.
I remember going to Lake Talcon this time of year.
Growing up as a kid over there, my uncle having a lake house, we'd go over there and just do nothing but beetle spin early in the morning, late in the evening for 2 or 3 days, and you don't ever catch
some good
beetle spin. You don't catch little ones.
That's right.
You don't catch anything but studs.
We used to catch perch on them all the time.
Yeah. Perch.
Troll for perch.
Oh, for speckled perch.
Crappie.
Crappie. Sockeye.
There
you go. Don't do that again.
Don't do what again?
I said we're going to do that again. Let's sockeye.
Well, yeah. But no, we go there and fish those deep banks on the shady banks on Talcon for pulling beetle spins with like 2-pound test line, little miniature, miniature tackle, super lightweight tackle. And
after when the grass lines start defining out, you can really catch them on Seminole like that with beetle spins.
Yeah, that is
75, 80 fish days.
There is. I think if you could make a 10-pound brim and tie him to a 10-pound bass, a 10-pound brim would drown the 10-pound bass, pulling him backwards.
Yeah.
They pound for pound, they fight so much.
Yeah. They're a lot more fun to catch. Football's around the corner.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, we're like 20-something days away, or less, something like that.
Are we all Florida State fans?
We got nowhere to go but up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a Florida State fan. I'm gonna be a Troy fan. My daughter just graduated is going to Troy. So,
well, congratulations to her, and we will see y'all next time.
All right.
Is that the daughter I fished?